rocket ship. It's a rocket ship. You'd have to be an idiot to buy this instead of a Corvette.
Hi, I'm Dennis Gage. Welcome to My Classic Car. Well, this week we're out in the LA area to do one of my favorite things, and that's visit Jay Leno and see what he's got going. You know, Jay and I have become good friends over the years. Let's see what he's doing today. Hey, Jay, how you doing, man?
I thought that door was locked. Oh, Donald, how are you?
It's Dennis.
Dennis, Dennis, sure.
Yeah, always a pleasure, man, you know.
That was long.
Yeah, no, it's okay.
What's up?
Well, you know, I thought we'd see what you got going. I was thinking, you know, I'm feeling performance Ford.
Right. Yeah, well, I grew up in that whole total performance era of the 60s. That was, you know, I was never a guy that really watched the Super Bowl or the World Series, but when Ford won Le Mans, you know, that 3 times, that
got your attention.
That was a sporting event for me. That was when, and those were the days, I think, when racing really sold cars. I mean,
oh, yeah.
You know, that race on Sunday, sell on Monday kind of stuff. I don't know if that has quite the effect anymore. You know, modern NASCAR and stuff, the cars don't really bear much resemblance to the car you would actually drive. But back in the day,
they did.
That big 427 Ford, that big Hemi Chrysler, those were the cars that you'd see win the race, and it looked just like your dad's car, except your dad's car had a 318 and 4 doors and, an automatic transmission. But it was close enough. It was close enough.
And not your dad's car, the one that you convinced him to buy, the '66 Galaxie.
The Galaxie.
The 7-liter
That was
Ford.
close. That was
close. Yeah.
That was close.
Now, we did that earlier when that was in process, and you're getting close to being done with
that. The car's almost finished. In fact, I'll show it to you a little bit later. Okay. But I've got a Ford here I think you might find interesting. You know, back in the late 80s, there wasn't much happening performance-wise. Corvettes were not much horsepower. Mustangs, the V6, I mean, there wasn't much. I mean, there was a little bit. So a guy named Chuck Beck and Rick Titus, they created a car called the Shogun. And what it is they took a Ford Festiva, or Fiesta, whatever you want to call it, and you take out the 4-cylinder engine, throw it away, and you put that V6 from the Taurus SHO.
Which is an unbelievable engine.
Right, in the back. It's a great engine done by Yamaha. Well, here it is right here.
Well, let's look at this Shogun. I mean, I saw you roll into a show in this about 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And my first thought was, you're driving a Fiesta, you know?
Yeah,
and then I looked closer and I went, oh my God, this is completely insane.
Yeah, it's a well-done package. I've had this car almost 20 years. First thing you do is, let me show you here, this is where the 4-cylinder engine normally would go. It's a bit dirty because I use this car a lot. It's got a fuel cell right here, so
and this is the intake for the cooling. The scoop is obviously functional.
Right, it gets all the hot air out. This is your radiator here, electric fan, of course, shock towers. Your engine normally would go there. Let's go to the back of the car where it gets a little more interesting. What you do is, as I said, you take the engine out of the Taurus SHO and you put the whole drivetrain, instead of driving the front wheels of a Taurus, it now drives the rear wheels of this. But there it is right there. And the nice thing is this engine is totally stock. It passes emissions and everything. You've lost about 1,000 pounds of weight from the big Taurus it was in when you put it in this. So 220 horsepower is pretty lively, and with the nitrous, it might bring you up momentarily to 300.
And that's a dual overhead cam, 24 valve.
Oh, it is a wonderful motor. And you know, it's so funny today, nowadays, people go, oh, your car has 60,000 miles, get rid of 80,000 miles. These engines will run 200, 300,000 miles.
Easy, yeah.
I mean, this myth that you have to get rid of a car when it hits 100,000 miles, in America, the value of it goes way down. I mean, it goes down substantially, but it shouldn't go down that much. Yeah. It's got Boyd wheels on it. I haven't cleaned it up. I didn't know we were going to take this one today. But we can take it out, and you've got air conditioning and all that kind of stuff. And it's a sleeper. You know, nobody really knows what it is. Occasionally I'll be in traffic, and kids go, hey, you've got your big wheels on the back, you moron. It's front-wheel drive. Okay. And then you blow their doors off. Yeah, exactly. But by 2010 standards, it's not as fast as a lot of cars are out there now. But in the late 80s, when I got this thing, there was no car in this class with 220 horsepower. It was just not heard.
Well, is it actually a roll cage? Or
oh, that's a roll cage. Yeah, we put a roll cage in there. So.
And they made 6 of these?
Yeah, they only built 6 of them. I think these cars were about $33,000, $34,000 in '88, which was just about Corvette territory.
Yeah,
so you'd have to be an idiot to buy this instead of a Corvette. But being president of the More Money Than Brains Club, I chose this. And you know, I love it. I mean, I think it's a fantastic car. It's just, you know, it's just one of those, you might know Chuck Beck. He does the Beck Spider. He has a very successful company. He does a version of the Scarab. He's really good at recreating cars in the period and making them, you know, engineering-wise. They're not just kit cars. They're real cars. And this is a real car. I mean, I've never had any problem with it. Everything is Ford. You can take it
to a dealer.
To a dealer if you need to and fix it. You know, all the wiring, harness, everything is Ford Taurus.
Is that a Fiesta Festiva interior, or they tricked that up a little
Now
bit?
we upgraded that a little bit. Yeah, a little better.
Yeah, pro car.
A little better seats and a few other things. And of course, it's no longer a 4-seater, it's a 2-seater.
And your spare is right here.
Right, and you got all kinds of room. You got your spare tire back there, but we should take it out for a spin.
Oh, yeah, I'm all for it. Let's do that.
Cool. Well, the fun thing about this car, you know, it's got a nice sound, and
It does.
you know, it's the kind of car you can park on the street, and unless you know what it is, it's not like parking a Ferrari where people are gonna go, they're gonna mess with it. It just looks like a little Festiva that, you know.
Yeah, with some plastic on
I feel like I've borrowed my teenage son's car. You know?
Well, these engines are interesting because at 4,000 RPMs, they come alive.
Right. Well, we'll find out.
I just love this engine.
Yeah, it's a wonderful motor. Okay. I'm gonna let Dennis take the wheel.
Always a thrill.
This is a huge mistake to let Dennis take the wheel. Hey! 3-liter engine, 220 horse. You know, in the old days, you could take an engine and hop it up and it would actually be better. And with electronics, there aren't very many engines that you can make better than they come from the factory, especially high-performance engines. I mean, some you can. So the key is to go the other direction. Keep the horsepower, but try to lower the weight so you get the power-to-weight ratio up. You know, a lot of times in traffic, people ask me, hey, is that front-wheel drive? You could tell them it's rear-wheel drive, or you could just show them.
Yeah, I think it's rear-wheel drive. Rear-wheel drive. What do you say we go check out some big-body Ford performance?
Sounds good to me.
All right.
Now, you remember when you were here last time, we talked about my Ford 7-liter, and
Yes.
I told you how I made my dad buy the car. Well, here's that story. Take a look. Oh, gee, I don't know. Come on, Pop, let's order a car. All right, great. My mom was there. Now, I kind of knew what I wanted. So we sit down, and my father said, well, let's order the car. Burgundy, that's fine. I said, can I pick the engine? My father said, whatever. And then my mother went, oh, let the boy pick the engine. Let the boy pick the engine. What difference does it make? So I said to the guy, well, here's what we want. And I told him, we want the 428 with the police pursuit package. We want the muffler delete option. You know, we want the 390 gears. I couldn't get my dad to get the stick, so he got the C6 automatic. So anyway, this is all done. You know, my father looking around. What's he taking so long? We're right there, Pop. And just talking to the salesman. You know, I'm checking all the boxes. You know, so then the car goes into the dealership. You know, my dad's like, come on, let's go pick up the new car. So anyway, my dad gets in, he turns the key, and he goes, run down, come on along. My father goes, there's a hole in the muffler. It's a brand new car, there's a hole in the muffler. I'm not picking up the thing. I go, oh no, Miss Leno, you check muffler delete. What do you mean muffler only?
Who would do that? What
You see,
bonehead would do that?
it says glass packs, muffler delete option. So my father's really mad. So we're sitting there in the dealership, and it's got the white floors there. My father says, oh God's sakes, you know. And he takes it, he puts it in gear, and he's just mad, and he steps on the car and goes, yes! He just fishtails, you know. He goes, that's a rocket ship. It's a rocket ship. You made me buy. Now he's just screaming me all the way home. What the hell did you make me buy? Just yelling at me, Pop, I just checked the motor. You know?
Well, and now we're back.
Now we're back, and the car is finished. As you can see, underneath, it doesn't bear a whole lot of resemblance to a 66 Galaxie. John Hotchkiss of Hotchkiss Sports Suspension, he did this suspension for us. We put Willwood disc brakes all the way around. As you can see, it's all clean under here. Gatrang 6-speed transmission. Well, here, let's bring it down.
And it came out really nice. I mean, it was had a ways to go when we were here last time.
Well, you know what's interesting? To me, 1932 and 1966 are my two favorite years for car styling. 32 was the middle of the Depression, and they had to do whatever they had to do to get people's imagination going. V16s and flowing lines and cars nobody could ever really afford, but they made dream cars. And 66 in America was the last year you could style whatever you want without regard to safety or anything else. And that's what I like about this. There's nothing safety about this car at all, really. I mean, it had four-way flashers, and that was about the only option. But I just like that cool fastback styling. And this was a one-year only option, the 66 model Ford 7-liter. It was meant to compete with the 2+2 Catalina, the Grand Prix. These were big personal luxury cars.
Full body muscle.
Yeah, the GTO was for the younger guy. This was for the upscale guy that wanted to move a little quicker.
And now the Roush engine is all aluminum. I mean, it's an FE block, but it's recast. Is that the deal?
511 cubic inches. And, you know, crate motors are kind of the way to go these days, and they last forever. They're good for a couple of 100,000
Well, and they
miles.
come already. They're going to meet specs, and they're
They meet specs. You put it in, and you go.
Yeah.
And we've got 411s in this. We just put 411s in it, and with a 6-speed, so we get reasonable gas mileage, but real performance. Yeah, it's a fast car.
Love what you did with the interior, because I mean, I guess that's a stock pattern, kind of, right?
Right.
But it's all leather now.
But it's all, well, it was leather. It just
But
wasn't this quality of leather.
Nice leather.
Yeah, and it's got the 4-speed knob in it. It's actually a 6-speed, and well, we should take it out.
Oh, we should definitely take it out.
Fire this baby up.
Let's take it for a spin. See you later.
Holy mackerel.
The nice thing is it's nice and solid.
Is our crew with us?
Oh, yeah.
It's like bap, bap.
Yeah, but it's just like a Grand National stock car, you know. And when you drop it down into 6, you're turning barely 2,500 at 80.
Now imagine it's a lot lighter engine than the old.
It is a lot lighter. Yeah, I think the whole car is probably, maybe a couple 100 pounds lighter.
Such a great looking front end on this car.
Yeah, I like it. It looks like an American car.
Oh, there's no mistaking that.
A lot of American cars don't look like American cars anymore. You know, I see some of them and I go, is that a Nissan? Is that a, no. You know, a Tornado looks like an American car. A Buick Riviera, a 2+2 Pontiac Catalina, they all look like
unmistakable
American cars.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow. What a sound.
Yeah, it's got a nice sound to it.
I love it already.
Oh, it's a nice car.
Oh, it's a beautiful car. The 5-speed's awful nice.
6.
6, that's right. Tremec 6. Shifts beautifully. The clutch action's fabulous. I love it.
You probably want to drop it down to 4th and step on it.
You can feel the power just coming through your foot.
And you're only in 4th. You got 2 more gears. Man, I feel like I'm driving with my father again. I come to think of it, Dennis is about the same age as my dad.
Hey!
That's right.
well.
In fact, Dennis is the age I would have, you're the age my dad would have been when I had this car.
The car.
So it really is nostalgic. See you later.
We're on it. So until our next meeting, remember, honor the timeless classics. I'm Dennis Gage. Happy motoring.